Coming to in the VNet peering, generally I have hundreds of virtual network. It's a simple, each and every VNet is a peering that is not good. Yes, something we have to design some architect and accordingly will follow the traffic. Yes, so this is a VNet. Like I have multiple VNets like this. So these all VNets I'm like appearing like this. So it won't properly. Yes.
Yes, Kiran.
So generally we won't do like this way. So it's a very complicated. You can see now it's a, everything is a VNet peering like this. It's a very complicated and how the traffic is flowing also we don't know. If it is a something issue and it's not an easy task to like identify the traffic how is the flowing, and if it is any issue also troubleshooting it's not an easy task totally. So it's a kind of this is not the right way to do the VNet peering all the VNets. So that's the reason Microsoft recommended in Azure platform few network topologies. That network topologies they define it. That means architect. It's a if you follow this architect and you can communicate properly and identify the traffic how is it flowing and securely. It's a they define it that way. So that is a way one of the very popular method that is a called hub and spoke network topology. That is a called hub and spoke network topology. What exactly this hub and spoke network topology means? Hub network is available and spoke networks is available. Like what is a hub and what is a spokes? Let's see. Let's discuss about that part here. And if it is going to like this way, do the peering. One VNet to all the spoke networks will do. So what happened exactly here? So this is a we can call the hub network, hub VNet, and this is a spoke VNet, spoke VNet 01. Like this is a 102, this is a 103, 04, this is a 105. So
Mm.
like that, different spoke. What exactly this is a one means in the hub network. In the hub network, we'll going to keep it the virtual network gateway. That means VPN. Okay, what is this VPN? In the next session only, we'll going to understand. Here VPN different two types of VPN is available, and it's a one is a communicating with the on-premises. One is a individual laptops from that communicating the one more thing. Okay, later on we'll discuss and securely over the internet communicating with the your on premises or over the internet. Generally we'll use the this VPN guys. This VPN will use the for over the internet communicating securely purpose will use the VPN guys. Okay, and coming to in this generally network security wise we'll use the Azure firewall. In the normally in on premises also we'll use the firewalls, same like here also we are going to use the firewall, and some companies will use the Azure Bastion also. What exactly this Bastion? Over the internet securely communicating or access the Azure virtual machine without any VPN, without anything, still we can able to access the all virtual machine using the Bastion. That is also, and we'll keep it the domain controllers also, like on-premises Windows Server Active Directory. What exactly this is a one? Authentication and authorization. Why two virtual machine I mentioned? It's a because of redundancy. Redundancy purpose we'll keep it the two domain controllers. We can call the ADDS. So such all the things will keep it into the hub network. It's a common workloads. It's a kind of connectivity related workloads, identification, authentication related workloads will keep it into the hub network. And where we'll keep it our application, web server, database servers, and everything means we'll keep it into the in the spoke networks. We'll create a small subnets all the spoke network will keep it. And why these many spokes means might be it's my like I can say this is a my SAP workloads on prep non-prod workloads. This is a my SAP prod workloads. This is my HR related application workloads, and this is my finance related workloads. This is my manufacturing workloads. Like that, multiple spoke VNets I can created each and every department wise different VNets like non-prod and prod like that. Each one is a different subscription. Will keep it. This is a one, and this is a one different subscription. Okay, this is also different subscription. This is also different subscription. Like that, each VNet will different workloads, different VNets, and different workloads will keep it into the different VNets, guys. These all VNets integrate with the hub VNet. This hub VNet, any traffic from over the internet also through via firewall or from your on-premises data center, the traffic also via this VPN, virtual network gateway, via again after that firewall, after that communicating the Azure resources wise, we can use it, guys. So totally hub network will maintain the security or connectivity related devices will maintain security and connectivity related devices or services will maintain, guys. Got it? What I'm saying, everyone? Any questions?
Kiran, within that VNet, VMs will be available in within VNet, right?
Yes.
Virtual.
Yes. Within the VNet, it's like suppose this spoke VNet one, it's a all virtual machine will communicate each other. Okay.
Hmm.
And coming to here, one more point everyone needs to understand if it is a firewall not available. Example. Okay.
Hmm.
Firewall
Hmm.
not available. You like you made it the like this way, like spoke network to hub network is a you did it the pairing. And by default, this spoke one and spoke to it won't communicate like this. It won't communicate like this. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
So
exactly. I was about to ask that question.
yes. So here by default it won't spoke one to spoke two, spoke one to spoke three, or spoke one to spoke four, or spoke one to spoke five. It won't communicate each other via hub network by default. Okay. So this is a call we can call the transitive peering. This is a type of communication called transitive peering. The transitive peering in the hub and spoke topology, by default, it won't work. By default, it won't work. So what is the two methods is available? Okay, two methods is available for communication. So what is the two methods? Spoke one to spoke two VNet pairing, spoke one to spoke three VNet pairing, spoke one to spoke four VNet pairing, and spoke one to spoke five VNet pairing. We have to do it. So VNet peering wise, it will work, but that is not my intention. Yes,
Hmm.
it's not required like this. If you are not like this method, you can go with the Azure firewall. You can define the Azure firewall and associate the route table, each and every subnet, associate the route tables, associate the route tables. So you, what is the route table? You are saying that the traffic you are like intimating. Okay, you are saying the instructions. What is exactly you are saying that this traffic from this subnet, any traffic should flow to the firewall. After this firewall only, you need to communicate it. So in the firewall, by default, it won't allow any traffic. We have to create a rules. We have to create a rules so that firewall understand the based on that rule accordingly the traffic will flow. Traffic will flow to the spoke 1 to spoke 2, or spoke 1 to spoke 3, or spoke 1 to spoke 4, or spoke 1 to spoke 5. It will communicate it. Okay. Only these two methods is available. If you are not like first method, you can go with the second method. Okay. Any questions?
What is the best approach between these two?
Okay. Best approach means it's a security wise. firewall is available. All the traffic is going via firewall means you are providing the more security your networks. Yes.
Yeah.
So that is the best. You can
Okay.
traffic also how it needs to be flow it. You can define it instead of by
Or
default traffic flowing and you are defining. No, you should flow via firewall only.
in this case, we'll use the route table.
Yes.
Okay.
Without route table and without peering, any one of the option you should use it. Without any one
Mm.
of the option, it's not possible.
So both techniques called as a transition peering.
No, that is a we can't call the transitive peering. This is a via firewall wise, it's a communicating. We can't
Okay.
call the transitive peering. Transitive peering means without any firewall, without peering, it's a communicating to like that. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
that is a transitive peering. Generally, that is a works on the virtual WAN. There is a concept called virtual WAN. On that, we'll discuss.
Okay.
Any more questions?
So it is non-transitive peering, right, Kiran?
Yes. In
Okay.
interview also they will ask you in hub and spoke topology transitive peering it will work or not. Sometimes they will ask you. Understood, everyone?
So we can say by default it won't work. We need to
Yes.
create these two rules. Okay.
So transitive peering it won't work and it's a transitive peering you required and go with the virtual WAN. Otherwise another solution to use the firewall or the spoke networks to peering.
Okay.
Okay. Any more questions from anyone? Generally, most of the companies will use it this hub and spoke network topology, guys. That's the reason you must and should aware of this one. Most of the people still, if you check it in your internal organization, anyone working on that Azure platform, some of the people don't know. Even they are working on Azure cloud also, they don't know hub and spoke topology. Literally, I'm very surprised to see some of the people. But I'm not blaming because of generally in AG 104, they won't explain this hub and spoke topology. Generally in the architect level only discuss about this hub and spoke topology. Okay. Because of this is the one of the architecture and most commonly used this architecture in all organizations. Okay. So now coming to why explain here means when doing the VNet pairing, we are getting different options. Yes. Yesterday, when I'm doing the VNet pairing, we see some of the options. Yes, allowed, blockade, something like that. Different options we see. Let me show you. Suppose this is the VNet is available. Go to peering, add peering, and you can see here traffic to remote virtual network, traffic forward from remote virtual network, and virtual network gateway or route server, and other same settings is available again one more time. Yesterday, just simply by default rules only I selected. I'm not uncheck or check mark anything. By default I use that and create a VNet pairing. Yes. Now these rules, what is exactly which option we need to select it and in which scenario these options we can change it. So that is a one now I'm going to discuss. Okay. So here this hub and spoke topology I'm using. Example wise already we discussed hub and spoke topology. Okay. So when VNet peering before that in the hub network we'll keep it the VPN. VPN will keep it. So coming to this VPN, why is required? To on-premises data center communication purpose. On-premises data center communicating over the internet securely for communicating purpose. Securely over the internet communication purpose will use it. Okay. Now coming to actually this on-premises VM needs to be communicate via VPN gateway to this hub network getting the traffic. That hub network traffic needs to be forward the traffic to this spoke, or might be this spoke, or might be this spoke. Why? Because of in this general workloads is a running like SQL server or web servers or something other servers is a running. That application access wise or that data access wise, the traffic is a flowing to getting the hub network. Hub network is a forward the traffic to the spoke networks. Forward the traffic to spoke networks. This is a generally happen. So how is a happening this forward the traffic means due to this is a allow option, due to this traffic is a remote virtual network communication purpose. That means by default this is a peering wise what happen, these two peerings will communicated, that means two VNets will communicated, so that is a allow. So what is the saying that in case of you are getting the requirement this hub network to this spoke network one way communication only I required. That means spoke one to hub network only I required the communication. I don't require the from hub network to spoke network. I don't require the communication. In this case, I can block here. In this case, I can block here. So that means from the hub network to spoke network, it won't communicate it via VNet peering. Try to understand. Via VNet peering, it won't communicate it. Okay. Sorry, not a second option, first option. You need to select the first option, guys. My mistake. 1 minute. So what I'm saying here, 1 minute. First option, you can see traffic to remote virtual network. The traffic, it's a communicating hub to spoke one. It's a this is a one is the hub network to spoke network. I don't want communicated from the spoke network. It's a below is available. That settings. If you allow it from the spoke one to and hub to, it will communicate. That means by default is a two-way communication. Is any situation only one-way communication you require, you need to control this is a one. These options you need to select right properly. Accordingly, one-way communication only it will happen. Understood, everyone?
So if you go with the default only one-way communication, it will.
No, by default is a two-way communication.
Okay, allow default is by default two-way communication. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
If we use that block all traffic to the remote virtual.
This is a one-way communication only. It will happen.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And second option, what is a traffic forward from the remote virtual network? That means the traffic is getting from remote virtual network and forwarding the traffic to spoke networks. If you want allow it such situation, you can allow it by default allow. If you don't want, what is a remote virtual network and I'm getting the traffic, I don't want forward the traffic to other spoke network, you can block it. You can block it.
Okay.
Understood what I'm saying?
So no
So that
request will go. No request will go to the spoke network from VPN.
yes, directly via VNet peering. Through that, it won't flow the traffic to spoke network from hub network to. So that means I'm getting the request to hub network to forward the traffic to spoke network. If you
Okay.
block it here, so what it will happen in the hub network, it won't forward the traffic. Actually, the traffic is not generated here. That is I'm getting the traffic from remote virtual network, some remote network. What I'm getting the traffic, it won't forward. Okay.
Okay.
That is a second option on that. In the
In what
traffic,
generally we do this actually to we block that particular network.
I will tell you. I will tell you one of the scenario, but options will try to understand first of all here.
Okay.
Okay. And coming to next, so what we are saying that here, this is the hub network. Suppose I'm doing the hub to spoke network. Yes. So in this case, I maintain the already I mentioned in hub network only will maintain the VPN gateway. Yes.
Yeah.
VPN gateway will maintain. In this scenario, if it is a traffic is getting here and forwarding, and even spoke network also anything needs to be communicated with the on-premises also, it will come to hub network and go to the virtual network gateway. After that, it will communicate to the on-premises. How is understanding the spoke network? This is a virtual network. Use it and forward the traffic to on-premises network. Because of here these settings, virtual network gateway or route server. What is the saying? Hub network end. When you are doing the peering from hub to spoke, you are saying that use my virtual network gateway or route server. Because of I have virtual network gateway, you can utilize it. I'm saying that. Okay. I'm
Okay.
saying that I'm exposing. I have that VPN gateway. Anyone wants to use it like that. I'm exposing here in the hub network end. When I'm doing the spoke network and that peering, that settings, use remote virtual network. Use the remote virtual network gateway and route server. I'm saying that is a when is the hub network and first option I will select it. So use this virtual network gateway or route server. I will expose it. When is the spoke network and doing the thing, you need to select the second option. So second option means use the remote virtual network gateway and or route server. You can use it. Understood?
Yeah.
So when we'll use it? So yesterday you seen one is a gateway transit is a disable. Yes, you asked the question. Do you
Yeah. Right.
remember?
Right. Right. Greater transit
So
disable.
yes, that gateway transit to disable means we are not using the VPN gateway as well as these settings we are not selected. We by default none only we selected. That's the reason we got the that like disable the message. It's showing the disable. Okay,
Oh,
whenever you used it at that time it will show you enabled, that gateway transit enabled. Gateway transit means you are using the remote virtual network gateway, the traffic is flowing via that remote virtual network gateway, through that it's a flowing. That's the reason gateway transit is enabled. Okay,
okay.
I hope is clear to everyone. It's a definitely an interview they will ask you guys. 99.99% if it is a he is a networking guy, he knows the very well known about networking, and he is managing the Azure virtual networking, definitely he will ask this question. These
Kiran,
settings
once
might be
again,
they will ask.
can you explain the remote virtual gateway net once again?
Remote, which one?
Remote virtual, the third, the second one, the remote virtual,
The
yes.
second, traffic forward the remote virtual
No, no,
network.
no, no, not below that one.
Last
Virtual
one,
network gateway.
virtual
Yes,
network gateway or route server. Okay,
yes.
so what I'm saying here, try to understand. This is a hub network is available, this is a spoke network. Yes, peering is available and virtual network gateway is available. Okay, how the spoke network will know and traffic will flow the via VPN gateway and communicate to the on-premises? Some configuration is required. Is it right?
Yes.
That configuration wise, that settings will use it. What I'm saying, from hub network to spoke network settings, if you are using, I'm saying that use this network virtual network gateway or route server. You can select the option. First option, that is the one. When you are doing the from hub to spoke. Okay.
Okay.
When is a spoke to hub network, you are mentioned the second option. What is the second option? Use remote virtual network gateway or route server. So that means I don't have this virtual network. I'm saying that you don't have virtual network gateway. You should use the this hub network remote virtual network gateway and our route server. You can use it and traffic will flow. Okay,
Okay.
that is the options we are mentioned here. So you can see use this virtual network gateway or route server, use remote virtual network gateway or route server. Understood?
Ah,
Clearly message is available, but we need to understand what exactly. Okay, don't confuse on this. So first it's a this is a hub network. So you can give the hub VNet peering. So this settings is the how needs to be flow. So in this hub VNet and this is the settings. So you need to select the first option because of in the hub network only we'll use the gateway. Yes, that's the reason in this scenario you need to select the first option.
but,
Okay,
but here the option is disabled, no?
disable means we are not deploy the VPN gateway now. If you deploy the virtual network gateway only, it will identify it. It will allow you to select the option. Otherwise, why it will allow you?
Okay.
You should allow. It's a allowing means it's a already virtual network gateway should be available. Otherwise, it won't allow. Okay. And coming to this is a second settings is available. How is available? Second settings is a from spoke network end. Yes. This second settings again you need to select the second option. Use the remote virtual network gateway or route server. Okay. If you selected this is a one also, it won't work. Why? Because of we don't have virtual network gateway. If you selected from this place, this is a one. If you selected, it won't work because of that should be available. VPN gateway should be available. If you select this option, should work means that virtual network gateway, any one of the like where you are selecting the option on that network should be available. Otherwise, it won't communicated. Okay. This is a totally about uh, different options about VNet peering when doing the VNet peering. And gateway transit also, I given the clarity. Okay. Any questions on this?
No, Kiran.
Even I can, try to give the architect documentation. You can refer it whenever you are, possibility. Azure Hub and Spoke architecture documentation. If you go to this architecture diagram, you can see here what I mentioned: Azure Bastion, Azure Firewall, Virtual Network Gateway, that VNet peering. This is a VNet peering. This is a on-premises data center like that, and Spoke network. This is a Spoke network, and these all those things. It's a hub and spoke network topology wise architecture document. This is a one of the architecture document. How that workflow it will happen. What are the components needs to be deployed, and scenario details. They clearly given each and every details here. Anytime you want refer it, you can watch the my video, or you can um, like go through this document, understand the this one. Okay. So you can see here it's they are saying that it's a spoke network to spoke network directly, it won't communicate it. Here they are saying that the traffic is a flowing via firewall. After that it's going to the spoke network like that they mention for understanding wise. Okay. So configure the VPN gateway transit for virtual network peering. Okay. So clearly explain the everything guys, and try to understand this document, and you will get the more idea. So what is like this way if you are doing, so what will happen? So what are the things is a like operational consolidation, what is the thing, and network monitoring and cost optimization, Azure firewall, virtual network pairing, deploy the scenario. So everything clearly they given guys. Okay. Even I'm providing this link in the chat. You can refer it. Any questions? Any doubts as of now?
Without virtual network gateway, do you have any other options?
So that means you don't have any on-premises communication you don't require
No,
with
we require, but without virtual gateway,
which
do you have any
virtual
other?
network gateway. Yes, it's a, there is an option called express route. Next we're going to discuss that VPN and express route. You will understand.
Okay.
As of now, we are not discuss that express route or virtual network gateway. Still, we are not discuss.
Okay.
Yes, without VPN, that means virtual network gateway. Without that, also we can use the express route. Express route, using that we can able to communicate with the on-premises network. But again, is the same settings we need to use it.
Okay.
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 Any more questions? Any doubts, guys, from anyone?
No, Kiran.
This is a very important, guys. Sometimes in interview, do you have any idea about existing architecture in your organization? Like you can simply say hub and spoke topology. Explain about this. What I explained the same thing. You can explain it. Okay. Hub and spoke topology. Even might be they will ask you the VNet peering options and how is the communicate the different spokes. Everything you can explain it. Okay, so that they can understand you are well known about this hub and spoke topology and you are good in the networking part. Okay. It's a definitely in interview perspective. It's a very important, guys. And when you are working on the real time also very important. If you are not able to understand this architecture and the real time, whenever any issues, you can't able to resolve it. Networking related any issue you are facing and you can't able to resolve it, guys. I'm pretty sure about that one. You need to understand very well known, very need to understand keen about this hub and spoke topology. Okay, so if no questions, no doubts, I'm giving the time to you and refer the document. Okay, already I ping in the chat. You can try to walk through that document, understand the document, and come with the questions tomorrow. Okay,
Okay.
it's a very important, guys. Don't take it light, and please try to spend some time on that documentation, so that you will get the more idea about what I'm speaking. And even if it is a possible, you can try to practice it, try to check it, create a hub and spoke topology, but wait some time because of it's still we are not deploy the firewall, still we are not deploy the virtual network gateway. These all topics is done up to firewall. After that, definitely I will ask you to do the project. Okay, this project only I'm going to provide you hub and spoke topology implementation, and you can try to practice it. It's not a big deal, and easily you can understand the thing. Once you implement it, you will get the more confidence how to perform the hub and spoke topology, how the traffic is a flow, everything you can able to understand. Okay,
I can you ping the link in WhatsApp? Somehow
yeah,
I'm not able to see it.
sure. Let me ping in the group chat also better. Yes,
Thank
I
you.
ping in the group chat, WhatsApp chat.
Yeah, Kiran.
Okay, guys, thank you everyone, have a nice day. Bye.
Thanks, Kiran.
Thanks, Kiran. Bye.